now come to order. You all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, please.
Councilmember Irby. Councilmember Page. Councilmember Wassinger. Here. Councilmember O'Mara. Councilmember Dolan.
Here.
Councilmember O'Leary.
Here.
Councilmember Harder.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Move for the approval of the journal meeting November 3rd, 2015.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The journal is approved. I move to suspend the rules in order for the presentation of a proclamation by County Executive Stephen B. Stanger to the Director of the Department of Human Services recognizing Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week.
All right.
Second that, somebody?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The rules are suspended.
And I'm going to be presenting this proclamation to, is AJ here today? Is she here? Hey, AJ, how you doing? I'll read the proclamation first. Whereas National Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week occurs each year this week before Thanksgiving in an effort to share compassion with our neighbors who are experiencing homelessness. And whereas we recognize that homelessness and hunger continue to be a serious problem for many individuals and families in St. Louis County, and this is the first year our county is taking an active role by engaging others in winter hat and glove drives, wearing purple for awareness, and providing educational opportunities through social media. And there are many organizations in St. Louis County committed to sheltering and providing supportive services, as well as meals and food supplies to people experiencing homelessness. And whereas it is imperative to educate the public about the many reasons people are homeless and hungry, and to encourage support for homeless assistance service providers, as well as providing community engagement opportunities for St. Louis County residents. And whereas National Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week is consistent with the activities of the St. Louis County Department of Human Services Homeless Services Programs team and the St. Louis County Continuum of Care. National Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week is proclaimed. Would you like to say a few words? Want to say a few words?
I would. I just would like to thank County Executive Finger and the council for supporting our efforts in the Division of Homeless Services. And I have my team with me who would also like to add a few words.
I just want to echo the thank you as well for this. We've worked very hard to do awareness and outreach activities next week, and encourage you to please participate with us. We have a Facebook page, STL Homeless and Hunger Awareness Week. It's a public event. Join us and learn more about how you can help us in homelessness in St. Louis County. Thank you for your support, and homelessness is certainly an issue in our community, and we appreciate your support and recognizing that.
Well, thank you. Thank you, AJ, for all your hard work.
We have no bid openings this evening, so we will move to communications.
Mr. Chair, there are no tax compromises this evening, so we'll move to zoning matters. Under zoning matters, item number 1, 6th District.
Receive, file, and county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 2, 6th District.
Receive and file.
So ordered.
Moving on to road and bridge matters, Mr. Chair, item number 1, 3rd District.
Hold on the order of business, please.
So ordered.
Item number 2, 4th District.
Receive, file, the bids be rejected, and the Director of Procurement be authorized to re-advertise for bids as requested, and a copy of this report be sent to the interested parties. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3, 6th District.
Receive, file, plans, specifications, and detailed estimate of a cost be approved, and the Director of Procurement be authorized to advertise for bids. pending Federal Highway Administration authorization as requested, and a copy of this report be sent to the interested parties.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4, 7th District.
Receive, file, contract in the amount not to exceed $692,997.89 be awarded to Spencer Contracting Company, the lowest responsive bidder as recommended, and a copy of the report to be sent to the interested parties.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and that will be the order.
Moving on to other communications, Mr. Chair. Item number 1.
Receive and file, and the same motion for item number 2.
Item number 3.
Receive, file, and the county council to be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and same motion for item number 4, and that will be the order.
Item number 5, 6th District.
Receive, file, and refer to the county councilor for review and response.
So ordered.
Item number 6, 3rd District.
Receive, file, and the replacement deposit agreement be approved as recommended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 7, 4th District.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 8.
Receive, file, and the county council be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation, and the same motion for item number 10, and that will be the order.
Item number 11, 6th District.
Through item 10.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 12, 3rd District.
Same motion.
So ordered.
Item number 13.
Same motion, and that will be the order.
Item number 14, 7th District.
Receive, file, and the county councilor be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
So ordered.
Item number 15, 6th District.
Same motion.
You want that through 16 as well?
Correct. For 16.
So ordered.
Item number 17, 2nd District.
Same motion.
So ordered. Are there any add-ons?
Yes, sir, we have one. Item number 1, 1st District.
City file and the county council will be directed to prepare the appropriate legislation.
That will be the order. For the county executive.
Nothing additional to report this evening.
All right. There are no special committee reports this evening, so we will move to public forum.
We have 22 speakers this evening, Mr.
22
Chair.
speakers. All right. If you would please, when your name is called, and if you listen for the following name to be called at the same time,
Yes,
it
sir.
kind of helps speed things up. Keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, please. And if you would also please state your name and address, we'd appreciate that. Thank you.
First speaker this evening will be Ann Cashel, followed by Amy Felker.
Hi, good evening, County Council and County Executive Stanger. I'm here to speak on the municipal policing and the minimum standards. First of all, I don't know if I'm working from the latest because I hear it was just revised and put out, but from what I've read, I'm sorry, I live at 24 Constance Court in St. Anne, Missouri. I live in North County. I love living in North County. I love our municipalities and the uniqueness of each of them. I really like my police department. They're quality law enforcement. We have a thriving neighborhood watch. We're very involved. I feel that they're the epitome of community policing. I can go to my chief of police if I have concern about anything. I can go directly to him. I don't have to go through levels of bureaucracy, red tape. I can just pick up the phone or send him an email and talk to him. I really can appreciate that as a resident. I'm really concerned as well that I don't feel like I'm being represented. I know I am by you, Mr. Councilperson Page. I sent an email, but I hear about the Ferguson Commission. Nobody ever asked me, never heard about a meeting, never had a flyer, never had an email. So when I hear about the Ferguson Commission representing, they're not representing me. I like my municipal police department. I'm very happy with it. I'm an involved resident. I really try to attend a lot of meetings at the county as well as in the municipality. I attended a Better Together forum with the Public Executive Research Forum in Bridgeton. And what I found is Chuck Wexler, even though 98% of that meeting was positive for municipal policing, Chuck Wexler decided to say it was negative. There was 2%. He just kept carrying that forward, that it's negative, that people in North County don't like their policing. I think there needs to be a lot more investigation, open forum, working together to really feel how do the people in the municipalities feel about it. Because by and large, people are very happy with their policing, and if not, I feel like maybe they could get things done. The minimum standards, I think some people here have said not necessarily minimum standards, but best practices. I think everybody agrees it's a great idea. My question would be, where did the 6 months come from county? Because from my perspective, that's setting up municipalities to fail. And I must say intentionally, that's at least how it seems. So I'm here to tell you, at least perception is that that's setting up municipalities to fail. The time frame is not adequate. I also believe there's this terrible conflict of interest here. That the county can say, you're not meeting these standards, which by the way, we as county set. We're going to say you're not meeting it. We can swoop in and take over your police department. And by the way, I'd say there's some incentive there for you to do it. I'm going to end because I only got 12 seconds left. I just appreciate you listening to me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next speaker is Amy Felker, followed by M. Bellew Smith.
Name's Amy Felker, 3459 Marianne Court, St. Anne, Missouri, 63074. Good evening. I come out tonight to speak before you because I and a majority of my residents are opposed to Mr. Stinger's police bill. Even in the title, it suggests that your own police force does not have to adhere to the same standards as what is being set for the munis. The state of Missouri under SB 5 has already put in place the standards for police regulation in the munis. State trumps all. CALEA takes 3 years to attain accreditation. Your bill, 6 months to create standards that you approve of. Keywords here being you approve of. Very subjective at minimum. Here, you are also reducing the time limit to something you well know is unattainable, as your own force is accredited through CALEA. I would suggest that versus dictating to 91 munis that you take the time to gather them together and collectively come up with a set of standards they are all in agreement with and a fair, obtainable time period. In North County, we have already seen a collaborative effort to bring forth a stronger community-focused police force as we have watched the fall of Pine Lawn, Charlac, and Wellston under SB 5. Community policing is something St. Anne has been working on for at least the last 5 years I've been an alderman. To be clear, we take no issue with having minimum standards nor the requirements of SB 5, though their lack of working with the Constitution on both the United States and the state of Missouri are an issue. As these police forces have fallen, we have seen time and time again in the news how residents of the community were upset and angered. In St. Anne, we elect our chief of police, and proudly so. Your bill basically says we the people have no right to elect our chief if you don't like his policies. For those of you councilmen who feel your munis will not be affected by this bill, I ask that once it becomes law, how will you stop this bill from doing the same thing to your munis? This bill puts St. Louis County in a position where you give Stinger executive power to decide the fate of 57 municipal police forces. Yet by reducing these forces, St. Louis County gains a monetary benefit. My example is Wellston. St. Louis County bid $3 million on a police contract. It knew Wellston only had $700,000 to give. Quite a difference. Not sure where you thought Wellston would come up with the other $2.3 million to pay you. Myself, I grew up in Hillsdale and graduated Normandy High School and have lived in North County 95% of my life. If you really want to do us a favor, concentrate your efforts on economic development so the residents of North County have jobs. This will help restore faith and hope to residents and youth of North County, something not having a job takes away from you, as people have a basic need to be independent versus dependent. In summary,
That's 3 minutes,
vote
Mr. Chair.
no.
Thank you.
Next speaker is M.W. Smith, followed by Gerald French.
Hi, I'm just a regular citizen. I live in St. Anne at 10437 Ashby Place Lane. I'm here basically to support my police department. We like our policemen. They do really good community policing. They have incredibly fast response times. And more importantly than that, they know us. If they see my car and I'm not driving it, they know it. If they see somebody weird around my house, it's not me or my husband, they know it. Those are our cops.
Next speaker is Gerald French, followed by Jamie Crawford.
Good evening. I have always said that there are two unsung professions, first responders and school teachers. They both are unappreciated and underpaid. They both have my utmost respect, and I pray for them both every day. I have to admit, though, my heart goes lean closer to the police department because I'm a military veteran, and I can understand their brotherhood, and I can appreciate that. But I have to tell you here recently, the attitudes that I've heard coming out of St. Louis County about the us versus them has really made me sick. You know, I heard Lieutenant Colonel Troy Doyle from St. Louis County Police Department speaking in reference to the Major K Squad. He said, quote, "With us, you get a full-time everything. For example, they used the Major K Squad. With them, you would be getting an officer that could have been working a traffic accident the day before, and now he's working a murder." But he failed to say how many officers from St. Louis County are assigned to Major Case. And he said this in an open public forum, and I think that's very deceiving. He also failed to realize and state that the Major Case Squad has an 82% success rate. I also have heard an article that says St. Louis County police use pantry tickets for minor offenses. But this is only in South St. Louis County. And we all know that St. Louis County police differently for South and West County do North County. So I stand here saying I oppose this. And in the article, Chief Belmer also said that this program was started, the pantry tickets were started because of the, I quote, Michael Brown shooting in Ferguson. Well, it stands to reason if it started because of Ferguson, why he didn't start the program in Ferguson? And he also said that he planned on expanding that program from South County. This article is dated August 3rd of this year. He said he was going to expand that program from South County into North County. I have yet to see anybody in Riverview, anybody in Dalewood, which is right next to Ferguson, anybody in North County giving a pantry ticket. So my grandfather, who was a preacher, used to always say, and I found out later that there was a gospel song that said, "Sweep around your own front porch before you sweep around mine." And it simply means clean up your area before you go try to clean up your next door neighbor. Clean up St. Louis County, clean up North all over before you try to come into the municipality and clean up.
Next speaker is Jamie Crawford, followed by James McGee.
Hi, my name is Jamie Crawford, and I live at 11213 St. John Lane, St. Anne, Missouri 63074, and I am talking about the Police Standards Bill. First off, I want to say that it is important for our police officers to be held to a high standard. However, this Police Standards Bill is unnecessary because the state already holds our police officers to high standards. Municipal police departments who are failing in these standards just need to be called out individually and held accountable by the state to the standards that are already on the book. Besides the state requirements, many police departments, including the St. Anne Police Department, hold themselves to a higher standard even by being a part of CALEA, which is recognized internationally. Secondly, Only the state of Missouri has the authority to establish police standards for its cities, not the county. Thirdly, in Section 9 of this ordinance, it says, "The county executive, after consultation with the superintendent, may exercise the authority to provide police services within any city or collaborative entity when the county executive determines that the city or the collaborative entity is providing deficient policing services." This bill would give the county executive and the superintendent the power to force municipal police departments to use and later pay for the St. Louis County Police Department services if they are found deficient. This bill would also take away a municipality's right to choose who is policing their streets, and this would especially affect the voice of those in St. Anne who vote in their police chief to make their policing decisions. I believe that it would be a conflict of interest for the county to pass this ordinance and force their police services, because currently St. Louis County Police is losing contracts to North County Police Cooperative. North County Police Cooperative doesn't charge as much as the county for their services, has quicker response times, and provides better service according to many local residents. So, by forcing services and payment of services, St. Louis County would effectively be monopolizing the police market and stealing potential police contracts from the North County Police Cooperative. Finally, this ordinance is not very well defined and is subject to interpretation. So please vote against this ordinance because it is unnecessary, gives the county too much power, presents a conflict of interest, and is subject to interpretation. Thank you.
The next speaker is James McGee, followed by Susan Clark.
To the county executive, Steve Stinger, the county council. My name is James McGee. I'm the mayor for the city of Anita Park. I want to make it perfectly clear and go on record that we have no problem with minimum standards. We the one came up with best practices in 2009 and 2010 as a collaborative effort. Our residents deserve the very best police, public works, park, and administration service possible, not just minimum standards. They should have the best, and we're working for the best. When you put police department against police departments, you're asking for a disaster. I have something here from the Post, if you all didn't read it, what your chief said, and this is the county chief of police, gonna say, and I quote, "Some wonders whether if it's just deficiency taking over deficiency to preserve the status quo." This is in the paper. When you put police department against police department, you asking for trouble. They're supposed to work together, not divided. All right? Together we stand, divided we fall. I just want to know, all of those that you talk about trust, and I heard that in the last meeting, all of our elected official residents that are against this bill, would you please stand? You're talking about trust. These residents elected us and put all of us in office to make the best decision for our city, our residents, our businesses, and our employees. With that, we have no personal agenda. We are running our city more efficient and more effective today than ever before. So I just want you to know that we're even doing community policing. We just graduated so many students from the Citizen Police Academy. We have a cadet program to help our young people. We also have senior citizen programs, Boys and Girls Club, Police Oversight and Review Board, and also Advisory Board. We just won a big trophy with our young people running that 5K help. So I want you to know we're doing our job. Now you talk about this bill and accountability with the police department providing 24-hour service within the county must operate 24 hours. Well, I have two contracts here. One says 8 hours, the other one giving them 16. You're not even living by your own standards. And we have to say what we have to say. We're building stronger communities. We're having engaging families, successful children. And that's what we're looking for. We asking that you work together with
Mayor.
us. Senate Bill 5 already covers what we're doing. We asking you, St. Louis County, to work together with us, not against us.
Thank you, Mayor.
Next speaker is Susan Clark, followed by Abir Moten.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good evening. My name is Susan Clark. I live at 9836 Wild Deer Road, Ladue. A brief change of topic, although still on the subject of accountability. I wanted to reiterate our invitation to you, County Executive Stenger, to attend the accountability meeting on the 23rd of November, 6 p.m., Union Avenue Church. And I wanted to extend a direct invitation to all of the other council members. We would love to have you with us and love to have you engaged as citizens and business people and officials begin to work on moving forward, using the platform that the Ferguson Commission has outlined, deciding whether or not that's how we want to proceed. I don't see how we can do it without all of us being engaged. Thank you.
The next speaker is Abir Moten, followed by Carolyn Randazzo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abir Motian, and I'm homeless, and I'm representing all the homeless of St. Louis and surrounding areas. I'm also the founder of Global Bridge to the Future Fusion for Life Foundation. Before I start anything, I agree with you. I am with you for accountability for different police departments because they discriminate. They're not accredited right. They cheat, they lie, they discriminate, they retaliate. They need someone to watch over them. They need you. I can't understand why people would say no to you about that. I mean, extra backup as for enforcement. They need to be enforced. All police, all governments need to be held accountable for what they do. They need to be supervised. They need to be watched. There are so many police officers inside the government and different agencies to where they take bribes, they take ransoms, they murder people, they hide things, they give up human life. I mean, I'm telling you, this is my opinion and many people's opinion. It's wrong for police to do wrong, and they shouldn't be afraid of you all checking in on them if they are straight. So I agree on this part because a lot of people are homeless due to this corruption of theirs. That's why they fall through the cracks of the system. Many people are intelligent. Many people are survivors. They're very strong. Okay? And so I am with you on this to where the police, if they are good, they got nothing to be worried about. They should say, welcome, come visit us. Let's talk. Let's do things together. But if they are crooked, they'll say, we disagree. Because all they got to say is, we're straight. Hey, come on, join us. It's okay. You guys want to hold us accountable? Come and check things out. See if we're following the law right. I'm a Palestinian Muslim Sunnah, and I believe, and I'm speaking for all cultures and nationalities. I agree with St. Louis County Council for what they do about the accountability bill. And I just want to let you know, thank you for earlier speaking for the Homeless Week. We appreciate that. And we are moving forward and trying to get that shelter open, hopefully before December 23rd in St. Louis County. I'm working on that grant writing. But again, thank you very much, everyone, for letting me speak here. And again, I agree, and many people agree with you, but some people might not tell you that, but they really agree. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Next speaker is Carolyn Randazzo, followed by Rachel Sachs.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn Randazzo. I live at 114 South Hartnett Avenue in Ferguson, Missouri. And as we all know, there has been a commission that bears my hometown's name and a report that they came out with covering 4 areas, not just one, of ways we can improve and eliminate, or hopefully eliminate, any of the actions similar to what happened a year ago in August. We need accountability for these recommendations. We don't want this report to sit on another dusty shelf, as we've heard about so many times since it was released. We need you, Mr. Stinger, at the accountability public meeting on November the 23rd at Union Avenue Christian Church, and any of the other council people who can be there, so that we can indeed move forward through Ferguson. Our name is on there. We want to see these things happen. Our community deserves these changes to be made so that we can have a community that everyone is proud of and that everyone can achieve and live up to their God-given potential. Thank you. We hope to see you November the 23rd. We need you there. Thank you.
Next speaker is Rachel Sachs, followed by Helen Sloan.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I live in the city and I am a Washington University student. I attended as an undergrad and again as a graduate. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the accountability meeting, both on November 1st, that Mr. Stanger was not at, and the meeting on November 23rd. There were 1,000 constituents at that meeting, and they wanted to know where you were. And we want to know where you're going to be on November 23rd. And we don't want a maybe, and we don't want a, it's on my calendar. We want a yes. And so we would like to extend the invitation to you and to your council to join us in order to show accountability. The governor, the region has called for activists and community members to leave the streets and join the table and come to the table, and we set the table. And so many people put hours and hours into setting the table and learning the recommendations and engaging in civil society and a civic democracy, and our leaders didn't show up. And so I look forward to seeing you there, and I hope that you come. It's at Union Avenue Christian Church, 6 to 7 p.m. Doors will open at 5:30. We'd like to see you all there. There will be free parking, and thank you.
Next speaker is Helen Sloan, followed by Victoria Valley.
Good evening to all of you. My name is Helen Sloan. I'm from District 6. My address is 2611 Chanute Drive, 63125. I would just like to add my support to a couple of others here tonight and ask for County Executive Stinger to say yes and attend the meeting on November the 23rd at Union Avenue Christian Church. County Executive Stinger, you were my county councilman, and you've met with a number of us before on related issues. I had a vote for Steve Stinger sign in my yard when you ran for county executive. I also support Councilman O'Leary, and I've met with him on a related topic and hope we can do so again. I made it my business this past year to learn and to listen about things that I didn't know much about. I followed the work of the Ferguson Commission and some of the recommendations that were made by the Department of Justice. I recently attended a workshop at Lindenwood University where people of very different political backgrounds met and agreed on many issues around the area of reform of the criminal justice system. I think I saw even one of you there that day. I believe that we must find a way to come together around the change that needs to take place in our entire St. Louis area. I'm asking you, County Executive Stinger, to take a leadership role. Please be a part of the process and meet with us on November the 23rd Let's agree to change the things that need changing and to make St. Louis just for all. Thank you.
Next speaker is Victoria Valley, followed by Rich Westridge.
Hi, my name is Victoria Valle. It's Spanish. I'm the chair of the Board of Trustees for the Village of Glen Echo Park. Tiny little North County community. We don't have our own police force. Oh, about 2 years ago, before I was even on the board, I made a stink about policing in my community. I actually created a petition. I was not happy with what was going on. I went to our Board of Trustees and asked them to look at various contracts that would be available to us. We're tiny, we can't afford our own police. We looked at St. Louis County. We also looked at the municipality that was policing us, and we looked at Normandy. Normandy gave us the best deal for the best price for the best coverage. One of my concerns is, with the bill that has been presented is the fact that it doesn't appear that St. Louis County is able to provide the same level of service that they're requiring other municipalities to provide. That is 24-hour policing. We have old people in our community. Very many of our people are retired. We have no businesses. We have very, very little in and out of our community. We chose Normandy. We love Normandy. They know us. They take care of us, and my constituents feel safe. That's what's most important to us. Not a lot of fighting about standards. We all believe in standards. Standards are extremely important to all of us. Police need to be held to very, very high standards, and I applaud the state and the county for looking at these issues. However, I don't think we need to have two levels of oversight here. The state is already there doing it. The state has given municipalities up to 6 years to meet some of these standards. The county is asking them to do it in 6 months. That is going to force some people out of business. It's just the way it's going to happen. The idea that a public servant could be put in jail and a municipality fined up to $1,000 a day for not complying with a bill. Public servants like myself get the grand amount of $50 a month to do what we do in my community. It costs me on the average $300 a month to do the business of the village because I have to hire a caregiver for my 95-year-old father anytime I'm out of the house. So, the idea of being put in jail for somebody who works hard, who loves their community, and is willing to stick their neck out is absolutely ridiculous. The state already has put some things in place. There seems to be a conflict of interest.
3 minutes, Mr. Chair.
And thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Rich Westridge, followed by Maria Chappelle-Nadal.
Hello, my name is Rich Westridge, 3528 St. Gregory Lane in St. Anne, Missouri. A lot of these issues are interesting to me because when I went to college, I took criminal law and procedure classes and a lot of law courses. I did ride along with a detective at the time. And also, I get training from St. Louis County and state and federal agencies, and it was very interesting because at that time we had racial riots. It was a time of turmoil, and we were able to get together and solve a lot of issues. My concern is first of all the response time is going to be. Because I live in St. Anne. I know all my police officers, and then I do neighborhood watch, so I know all my senior citizens and the citizens that live in the area. A lot of them are, some of my citizens are handicapped. and they don't know that the doorbell's ringing. So I know that for sure, and if there's another police officer from county responding, they don't know that. They don't know, St. Ann, we have a fantastic policy where we have all mapped out, so when there's a call, there's already known that somebody's a handicapped or what kind of handicap they have. So, I mean, that worries me, that really worries me there. That my wife has a handicap, she has MS and I have epilepsy. So in St. Ann has continuous training. I mean, my officers are always going to training. I mean, I love the officers. I mean, here, I live here. We're the officer. Oh, he's going through training again. He's going through training again. My chief just got back from Washington D.C. a quarter ago, and we're training. Whoa! I mean, that's fantastic. And so, and if the county could help, it would be maybe from a professional agency as the county, maybe helping some smaller police agencies with, talking to them and saying how you get better in your agency, how you can do this better, how you can do this better, not just wiping them out and taking them over. That to me, that kind of worries me a lot, and then so I just never watch.
3 minutes, Mr. Chair.
A lot of the programs were great.
Thank you, sir.
Senator Chappelle Nadal, followed by Michael White.
My name is Maria Chappelle Nadal, and I live at 7133 Dartmouth. It is good to see all of you and some former members of the legislature, you as well, Councilman and Councilwoman Irby. But today I am here to talk directly to you, County Executive Stanger. First of all, I'm going to speak on behalf of third graders at Moline Elementary. There is a lot right next to their elementary school that is the property of St. Louis County. They have written letters, and there's a lot of overgrowth right in that area. And those third graders are concerned, and they feel as though their government is not being responsive, and they want to be safe too. That's the message that they have to you.
Let me address that briefly, if you can pause your time too.
We got you.
No problem. We did make a call on that property. It was not the property of St. Louis County, but we went ahead and mowed it anyway.
Good.
Just so you know.
Good. It's always good. Anytime young people, and I want to get back to my time because I don't want to waste a moment of it.
No, it's fine.
So we'll give you an extra 20, half a minute.
Not a problem.
That was
Senator,
like 40 seconds.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to make sure I address that too.
I want to make sure it's full though. It needs to start over
It'll be up to the
again.
chair, ma'am.
Okay.
Start it from the top.
Start it from the top, 3 minutes, let's do it.
All right, because I know how to filibuster, and I'm sure in January
Yeah, I
you
was
don't
saying,
want to start off
3 minutes is
on
tough
a bad
for you.
note.
3
Okay,
minutes
thank
is
you
tough.
so much. So, but we need to discuss some further issues, Councilman and County Executive Stanger. We can start off with the Coldwater Creek. We can talk about the Bridgeton landfill. We can talk about the minimum wage in St. Louis County. We can also talk about the health and well-being of children who are in unaccredited school districts. But we can also talk about the lack of a relationship between you and I. You and I don't have to like each other. I am not asking you to like me. I am not asking you to respond to every single need of my constituents who are also your constituents. But we have to work together. We do. We have to be responsive to the people who have a lot of concerns and a lot of interest. And I frankly feel that you have not been responsive to many of the critical needs of our constituency that we share. I still want to know. No, stop the time.
I would disagree with you vehemently. I disagree with you vehemently there.
Okay, so
And-
that's
And if you're
7
coming here to try to act like
9,
we don't have a relationship,
10,
it's largely
11,
because
12,
you have tweeted
13,
profanity about me
14,
on social media
15,
and everywhere you
16,
can. It's very
17,
difficult to have a relationship when one does that.
19, 20. Are you done? All right.
Well, it's just,
20,
I'm just not gonna follow
21,
this script.
22. Are you done?
Are you done?
No, I will never be done when there is injustice in my community.
You are
When
running for
there is
Congress.
injustice, if you want to
running
get
for
down, we
Congress.
can get down
This is-
tonight.
we can
If
get
you want to
down.
get down,
We can get
because you
down.
have an entire
We can get
room
down.
of my constituents,
We can get
and you
down.
have not been responsive.
Oh, I
You're going
have.
to call a state of emergency, and there are people who are dying in cancer clusters
That-
in North County.
that
You're
was
going to
being
approve of
responsive.
$1 million
That was
being
being
taken out
responsive.
of the health budget.
That was being responsive.
Oh, $1 million out of
There-
the health budget, and we have
We did
cancer
not take $1
clusters.
million
What
out
about
of the
Maplewood
health budget.
landfill? What about the
about the
testing?
Maplewood
What about
landfill?
alpha testing and beta testing?
What about the Maplewood landfill?
Well, we
Let's hear
haven't had
about
it tested. I've had
Let's hear
many
about it.
letters.
Let's hear about it.
Are we going to start over again? Because we can
No,
keep
we're not
going. If
starting
you're
over
going to
again.
take my
Let's hear
time.
about it. Let's hear about
If
it.
you're going to take
Let's hear
my
about
time.
it. You said you wanted to rumble, then rumble.
No, you're the one who disrespected me. Hey, come right here. Come stand right here. Come stand right here.
I'll stay here,
Supposed to
thank
be
you.
addressing the.
It's much safer there. Much safer.
Senator, if you would continue, please.
Thank you so much. So, and I would like to start all over again because I've been interrupted so many times. So many times. So as I was
sounds
saying,
like someone's
from the
running for
very
Congress,
beginning,
is what it sounds
as
like.
I was saying, no, I don't think it's right for people to die.
think that's
You know,
what it
for
sounds
children to be born without
It's interesting you
eyeballs,
just took
for
interest
people to
in
have,
this issue.
actually not, I wrote
It's
about
very
it
interesting.
in March
Very
of
interesting.
2012. Actually, you can look at my Senate page, 2012. If you don't want to be responsive to our
I've been
residents, then that's
extraordinarily
fine.
responsible
Actually, you
and
haven't been.
extraordinarily
So then how have you
responsive.
been responsive
Unlike
when
yourself.
you're trying to tell cities what to do with their police, but you can't pass minimum wage?
They're called minimum standards.
Because your excuse for not passing minimum wage is because it would not be right, but you're trying to dictate what these cities do. I came here to have an honest conversation with you about having a real relationship so that we can respond to our constituents. If you don't want to do that, then that's fine.
You'd have to pause in the profanity because it's very difficult
Well, I am
to have a
not, I am
relationship with
not
someone when
profane.
that
I
type
am
of
not using
profanity
any
is-
profanity.
Yeah.
All right,
You're making
It
up
is.
things
No
just
more
like they did
comments.
with Charlie Dooley.
Senator,
Well, let's talk about the Ritz-Carlton that night if you really want to.
Senator,
Here we go.
thank you.
Time to go.
Here we go.
Are you done?
Your time's up, thank you.
Time's up.
Here we go.
Next speaker is Michael White, followed by Kevin Buchek.
Good evening. My name is Michael White. I live at 11153 Pine Forest in South St. Louis County, and I'm here to speak with you about a business matter. I'm the field manager for the U-Haul Company of St. Louis. You all may be familiar with the U-Haul dealership at 835 Lee May Ferry. That 3 years ago, I came to the Planning and Zoning Board and requested approval to be able to rent U-Haul trucks at this property. I was given the indication that that would be supported, which they did, but they said there were going to be some requirements that I needed to do to be able to get this zoning adjusted. It was to the tune of about $5,000 it cost me to be able to do that. I went ahead and did the project. It was approved by the Planning and Zoning. It came to this panel here, or whomever was at that time, and we never received any correspondence after that. We assumed everything was okay, so we've operated business now for 3 years. This location is now the third largest U-Haul dealership in our marketing company, which is 175 locations. In the last 3 months, they have serviced 700 families at this location with either moving their entire family to a new residence, maybe they use the U-Haul service to facilitate their business. They bought some furniture at a local furniture store, an appliance, and needed a truck to take it home, their kids' bedroom set. And recently, we have been told that we have to cease operation because we are not complying with zoning. The owner of the business received a summons to come to court, which is next Tuesday, for a zoning violation which took place from a zoning enforcement officer between the date that I scheduled a hearing and the hearing itself. So somewhere, one of the departments didn't speak to another department, and now there's a summons for this business owner. In addition to the 700 customers we've helped in the last 3 months, I also have 65, as of this morning, 65 families that have requested to rent their U-Haul truck from this location that I now have to displace because we have to take the trucks off of the property there. I've gotten support from the Chamber of Commerce. At the recent planning and zoning hearing, everyone on the panel approved. There were no residents or business owners from the community that opposed our proposition. Yet still, I'm being told that we have to cease operation here. I'm a little bit confused why. I've reached out and have gotten no correspondence from the council at all. This is going to result in 4 employees at that location being laid off now because they don't have the money to pay these people. I'm asking you to please reconsider your decision. Your taxpayers and the community need this service at this location. My time's up. Thank you very much.
Here's Kevin Buchek, followed by David Girth.
Good evening. I'm Kevin Buchek. I'm the mayor of the city of Belnor, and I am here to speak in opposition to the municipal police ordinance. As it's been mentioned by many of the speakers before, we do not oppose minimum standards. In fact, the best practices, majority of the best practices in Senate Bill 5 were authored by myself and several of the other mayors in North St. Louis County. We authored the best practices among the 24-1 mayors. We then tweaked those with the suburban mayors and then tweaked them again with the municipal league mayors. So it's no accident that those standards or those best practices are in Senate Bill 5. They were actually hand-delivered to Speaker Deal's office by myself and several other mayors. So we have no issue with municipal standards. We have no issues with best practices. We want the highest standards for our police department. Our only issue with this bill is the administration of it. It appears to be a conflict of interest, as you've heard from many previous speakers, because when some of our cities contract with other cities and or St. Louis County for police services, so it seems to be a conflict of interest if one of those entities that may be bidding on services is also having oversight over the services which are provided. We would welcome additional dialogue, open dialogue, to discuss ways to, it was mentioned earlier, perhaps pass a resolution, perhaps go after a few cities that may have issues with their police services, which is what we do in our communities. What we do is if a city around us is not adhering to the best practices, we take a road show to that city. A few mayors will go and present to the board, here are the best practices, here's why you should adhere to these best practices, here's how you do it, and if you have issues, we'll help you meet any of those that you're not meeting today. So I think it would be nice if the county, rather than dictating, would extend a hand out and maybe help some of those municipalities that need a little help getting their police department up to the premium standards that you're proposing. For instance, I was not mentioned by Pat Kelly, but I am one of those 7 or 8 cities that's not in compliance because we don't do a psychological test. We hire an officer less than once a year, so perhaps St. Louis County could offer psychological testing to small municipalities like myself that have very little turnover. The biggest issue for me and for my constituents is it's about trust and accountability. My constituents elected me and trust me to provide the leadership that they want. They trust me to run the police department the way that they want. If they have an issue, they all know they can call me. They've got my cell phone, they've got my email, and they've got my address. That's the level of service that my constituents want. And if our police department were taken over by St. Louis County, they would not have that same level of service. Thank you for your time.
Speaker is David Girth, followed by Linda Jackson.
Good evening. My name is Reverend David Girth. I am the Executive Director of Metropolitan Congregations United, 4501 Westminster, 63108. We are an interfaith and ecumenical organization of congregations in the St. Louis County, St. Louis City, and St. Charles. We're currently working with about 60 congregations. And we have spent a lot of time over the last year engaging people of faith around the issues of structural racism in our region. And I'd say two things are very clear tonight. I didn't know it all was going to be on the agenda when we showed up tonight, but two things are very clear, that addressing the sources, the policies that have led to the structural racial inequality of this region are going to be extremely difficult and require extraordinary leadership. The other thing that's really clear is that when we don't, as citizens, feel like our elected and appointed officials are responsive, we get organized and we speak up, and you're going to hear from us, and we expect accountability. So when we recognize that sometimes people need a second chance, and the key officials in our region fail to be accountable to the opportunity to come to the table, we said, well, what's going to work for you? And Mayor Slay and Chief Dotson said November 23rd works. We still haven't heard from County Executive Stanger and Chief Bellamar. It's time to hear a yes. I want to leave you with a bit of scripture because I think it's what we need. Jeremiah chapter 1. He hears from God, and God says to him, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations." We are all in positions of leadership in this time and in this place, I believe, because God saw where we were going before we did ourselves. It's time to step up and lead.
Linda Jackson will be followed by Mayor Tom Schneider.
Good evening. My name is Linda Jackson. I live at 6149 Minerva in Wellston. I want to come out and tell the council I love my mayor and I love my chief. I love my council. And I've been in Wellston for 4 years, and the police are awesome. They put the light through. They make sure you are safe. They making sure that the whole neighborhood, they are approachable, they engage. That's what we was looking for. And Mr. Stinger, we voted you in. You work for us. And you should never have an attitude. No one on your left or right should be able to tell you to tone down or be quiet. You out here in the public is looking at you. We are fighting for something. And you're working for us. You got so much on your agenda that soon as somebody come in your face and you're upset about it, you can't get upset. We're the people, and you're supposed to be able to help us. We voted you in. Make it happen. I don't know much about you, but I Googled you. You have a vision. Make it happen. Give us what we want. Leave our small municipality alone. We got this. Because when we ask for help, no one would give it to us. Have you guys been out in Wellston? Have you been to Pine Lawn? Come and see what they are doing, and then come back and judge. Because you don't know nothing if you ain't been out there. And you can't go but keep talking behind closed doors. We don't want our mayor to go to jail and pay no $1,000 a day, because it ain't happening. We don't even have that kind of revenue. But if you got some money to give us to make this bill pass and meet the standards, we got that. Because there's a lot of professionals in Wellston, and we're behind our mayor.
Next speaker is Mayor Tom Schneider, followed by Christian Zenker.
Yeah, I'm Florissant, Mayor Tom Schneider, 955 Rue St. Francis in Florissant. I got 4 things, only one of them is police standards. Just real quick, just reiterate what everybody else has said. You know, Florissant, as the oldest and largest community in St. Louis County, we agree with the St. Louis County Municipal League and the Police Chiefs Association that we should collaborate on measures to achieve universal compliance with high police standards. And we're not asking you not to vote for this, to vote no. We're asking you not to even have it on the agenda, because even having this on the agenda, that this is considered divisive and hostile to our sovereignty, and we think it's an obstruction to progress. Anyway, the other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is at the last county council meeting, I believe this is what's been reported to me. I think representatives from North County were not in presence. I think they were traveling or something. And at the recommendation of the executive, you removed Mary Elizabeth Dorsey and Sue Shamel from the Productive Living Board and replaced them with Tom Curran and Cordell Whitlock from the 9th floor. And, I just think this is not good governance. The Productive Living Board was set up by the state of Missouri legislature to be an independent board of citizens to oversee the collection of $40 million of taxes and their distribution to agencies that help people with developmental disabilities like Valley Industries. And we would just ask that you would refrain from appointing county employees to boards and commissions that are supposed to be independent, especially not from the 9th floor. And also I'd like to ask the county council and the executive to join me in 2 crusades that I'm I got some notoriety in. One is to try to get the state legislature to pass at least a couple pennies of the gas tax, because when we put gas in our car, we put 8 cents of that gas goes to the federal government. To get that 8 cents back, we had to put 2 cents of our money in there, and we're not going to have it. So we got to have the state legislature to take care of our infrastructure. If the state legislature can't take care of our infrastructure, what good are they? I'm also asking you to join me in asking the state legislature, Maria, to please relax your term limits, because you only get 8 years up there, and so you got 8 years, you're just trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do up there, but it's not working. I'm advocating a 16-year term limit. I'm trying to get the support of Governor Holden, Governor Bond, Senator Bond, Senator Danforth, and others that have led our state on a statewide basis. I'd like to ask you to join me in this effort. Now, maybe I'm a pretty good spokesman for this because I've been in office longer than anybody else in the state of Missouri since 1979. Thank you.
Next speaker is Christian Zenker, followed by Lorraine McKinney.
Hi, I'm Kristen Senker. I live at 6037 Washington Boulevard. I am an international WashU student, and I would like to invite Mr. Stenger again to the accountability meeting on November 23rd, 6 p.m. I'm currently a chair at the Diversity and Inclusion Committee at WashU, and since I am German and don't know that much about American history, I had to learn a lot when I came here to St. Louis, and to speak here today, I went to the website stlouis.com, your government, and looked at the motivational quote that you have up there that says, we move forward with common purpose in establishing extraordinary goals during what are anything but ordinary times. So I think that a common and at the same time obviously extraordinary goal is that everybody in our community should be heard and taken seriously. And I have read the Ferguson Commission report and learned a lot about what is going on in this town. And I know that in the past 14 months, 10 different groups have worked very, very hard on that report, and I want to give a short example of the extraordinary information that is in that report. A very extreme thing in the St. Louis region is that the life expectancy differs by nearly 40 years depending on zip code. In mostly white suburban Wildwood, Missouri, the life expectancy is 91.4 years. In the mostly black inner ring suburb of Kinloch, Missouri, life expectancy is just 55.9 years. This is something that really, really worries me. And I would like to invite you again to that meeting that is going to take place at on 21st of November. I would like to quote at the end what Mrs. Nicole Hudson has said that was at the meeting on the 1st of November. She says that the Ferguson Commission knows, and probably more than these people on that commission know, that we have serious issues in this region, and we need people to be aware. We need people to work on this and address this, and therefore we need people to show up. We need people to be there. I am an international student, and after 2 years of living here in St. Louis, I know that I would like to take part in this progress, and I would be very happy to see you there. Thank you.
Next speaker is Lorraine McKinney. Final speaker this evening, Karen Powell.
I didn't know I was going to be last, but you know, they say best for last. But my name is Karen Powell. I reside at 4604 Barber Drive. I've been a resident in Cool Valley for about 6 years now. When I heard about this, I was appalled to hear all the different things that was going on, especially being unincorporated. Our municipalities work for us. They care about us. We don't want to see our mayors penalized, fined, in prison. You know, I'm used to seeing the policemen, and still now, come through our neighborhood, stroll through our neighborhood. I've even had maybe called a few times about a few things, and they were there quickly. I can't imagine being without our policemen working for us. And county executive, you know, when someone comes up here, I know Maurice Chappelle, really good friend. I mean, even if someone's talking to you, I mean, you should have integrity. All of us up here speaking, voicing our opinion about what we feel. Actually, just like you're doing right now, just sit there and listen. Don't go toe-to-toe with them. You know, they're speaking on our behalf. And in the beginning here, I thought, you know, that was good for them to come up here and say about the homeless and what you're doing. But think about this. You're thinking less of our homes when you're taking the policemen out of our communities. So, since I'm the last one up here, and I got about 1 minute and 30 seconds, those that are against unincorporated.
Ma'am, would you address the council, please?
Those that are against unincorporating our municipalities, everybody just please stand and give a round of applause.
Conclude the public forum. We'll move on to introduction of bills.
Bill number 273, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to accept a grant of up to $140,000 from the Missouri Office of Homeland Security for support of the St. Louis Fusion Center Terrorism Early Warning Group. Bill number 274, introduced by Councilmember Harder, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with Hampton Professional Services Incorporated for professional engineering design services related to the Old State Road resurfacing project, AR-1475. Bill number 275, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance authorizing the county executive to execute a contract with Plant Moran LLC to serve as project management consultant for the implementation of a countywide time management system. Bill number 276, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance amending Chapter 701, Title 7, St. Louis County Revised Ordinances 1974 as amended, Department of Police, by adding and enacting a new section, 701.250, pertaining to police services in cities and collaborative entities. Bill number 277, introduced by Councilmember Dolan, an ordinance amending Chapter 630, Title 6, St. Louis County Revised Ordinances 1974 as amended, Department of Human Services, by repealing and reenacting Sections 630.030 and 630.040 pertaining to a St. Louis County Older Adult Commission. Mr. Chair, that is all the bills.
Thank you. Perfection of bills.
Bill number 8, introduced by Councilmember O'Meara.
Hold, please. So ordered.
Bill number 267, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect bill number 267. Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 267 is perfected.
Bill number 268, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 268. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 268 is perfected.
Bill number 269, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 269.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill 269 is perfected.
Bill number 270, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move to perfect Bill number 270.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 270 is perfected.
Bill number 271, introduced by Councilmember O'Leary.
I move to perfect Bill number 271.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 271 is perfected.
Bill number 272, introduced by Councilmember O'Leary.
I move to perfect Bill number 272.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Bill number 272 is perfected. Final passage of bill.
Bill number 52, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Please hold, and that will be the order.
Bill number 116, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
Please hold, and that will be the order.
Bill number 264, introduced by Councilmember Dolan.
I move for final passage of Bill 264.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on bill number 264, there are 7 ayes.
Number 264 is finally passed.
Bill number 265, introduced by Councilmember O'Leary.
I move for final passage of Bill number 265.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on bill number 265, there are 7 ayes.
Bill number 265 is finally passed.
Bill number 266, introduced by Councilmember O'Leary.
I move for final passage of Bill number 266.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara? Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on bill number 266, there are 7 ayes.
Bill 266 is finally passed.
Moving on to resolutions this evening, Mr. Chair, we have 2. Resolution number 1, introduced by Councilmember O'Meara.
Move for adoption of resolution number 1. Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on resolution number 1, there are 7 ayes.
Resolution number 1 is adopted.
Resolution number 2, introduced by Councilmembers Dolan, O'Leary, and Harder.
Move for adoption of resolution number 2.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Erby? Aye. Councilmember Page?
Aye.
Councilmember Wassinger?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Meara?
Aye.
Councilmember Dolan?
Aye.
Councilmember O'Leary?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, on resolution number 2, there are 7 ayes.
Resolution number 2 is adopted.
We have no items under unfinished business this evening, Mr. Chair, so we'll move to new business. And under new business, we have 1 prepared order.
Move for adoption order number 1.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Order number 1 is adopted.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.